All right, in this lesson, we're going to be looking at finding the least common multiple. This might be a brand new topic for you. It might not be. Let's dive in and find out. So, first of all, we have a word that may be new, and that is multiples. Multiples. Okay, so multiples of a number are basically the skip counting numbers. So, for example, the multiples of 2 are 4, 6, 8, 10, etc., right? So these are the multiples of 2, right? We want to find what would be the multiples of 3? Well, they would be 6, I almost skipped one on accident, 9, 12, 15, etc., right? All of those. So now the title of our lesson is the least common multiple. So common, if something is in common, that means they both share it. So we're looking for, so in this lesson, we're going to have, the problem types, we're going to have 2 different numbers, and we want to find the smallest or the least number that is in common between both of those numbers. So let's dive in with a handful of examples, okay? So let's do example 1. Okay, so example 1, let's find the least common multiple. Don't worry, we'll shorten this here in a minute. And we're going to, after this, we're going to write least common multiple as the LCM. LCM, right? Least common multiple. Between the numbers 5 and 3. Okay, so for now you may already be able to see what the smallest common multiple is, but we're just to explore what we're doing. Let's list out some multiples of 5. Okay, so 5 multiples are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We'll stop right there. That's probably plenty, and if that isn't enough, then we'll look again and see if we can find something else. Now, the common words are hard today for some reason. The multiples of 3 would be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Look, we already found one that's in common. Now, and that happens to be 3 times 5. Sometimes that'll be, it won't always be. We'll see some examples where it isn't. So the least common multiple between 5 and 3, we're gonna label our answer like this. 5 and 3 LCM is 15. That seems like a reasonable way to write our answer. What do y'all think? Okay. There we go. Let's do another one. Let's do a neuther one. So let's look at the LCM or least common multiple between 4 and 12. So let's list them. I like to list the ones for the smaller number first. You don't have to, but I like to do it that way. The multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12. 12, that matches. Look at that. So the number itself is a multiple, because if we want to do 4 times something and get 4, we can do that, right? What times 4 equals 4? Well, 1, of course, right? So the number itself is a multiple of itself, right? So the LCM of 4 and 8, 4 and 12 is 12. because that's what's in common between the two numbers. Let's do another one. We're going to practice this a lot in class. If you happen to be in one of my classes in person, we're going to practice this a lot there. Let's look at the least common multiple between, least common multiple between the numbers 9 and 12. I think that seems like a good one. No, I don't want to do that. That's not going to get me. Hold on. I thought I would just run with making these numbers up, but I'm going to pause for a second and make sure we get a good number. Pause. Be right back. Okay, let's go with 8 and 6. I think that sounds like a good choice. So let's list out the multiples of 8. That's 8, 16, 24, 32, etc. We'll stop there. If we need to go further, we can. If you have one note on these, we're kind of walking these out kind of the slow way, essentially, because we're listing them all out, and that's totally fine. Now, it's the more you end up getting your multiplication tables memorized, the easier this will be. You may already know the answer if you have your multiplication tables memorized really well. All right, this one we can come up with it without a whole lot of trouble. 6, 12, 18, 24. Look, we found it. So the LCM between 8 and 6 is 24. So whatever the smallest one that matches is. So we're going to sneak one more thing into this video, one more tiny thing. And that is we're going to kind of write out our answer, well, not write out our answer. We're going to think about what, cuz where this is headed and what we're going to do with this knowledge is we're going to use it to find common denominators between fractions. And so that's where we're headed with this least common multiple thing. Okay, so that's where we're headed. And because of that, I'm going to sneak one other thing in here to make sure we understand this next bit. So we're going to start out by finding the least common multiple between, how about 6 and 9. Okay, so let's find the least common multiple between 6 and 9. We'll list out our multiples. If you already know it, like you can look at it and you can already tell me what the answer is, go for it. That's not a problem at all. That's a good practice at this point. So 6, 12, 18. If you know your nines, you know we could have stopped right there. But I'm going to keep going one more just because 18, 24. Now our nines, we go 9, 18. So we found our least common multiple right there, 18. So now the next thing we need to figure out that's going to be the next puzzle piece for this is going to be what times 6 equals 18. So let's write this out kind of in an algebra-y way, kinda. I think it's going to be fine. I think we can handle it. I think it's going to be okay. Okay, so 6 times what? You may have seen a problem like this. It's very common for textbooks to put this kind of problem with a box here into even like 3rd grade, maybe even second. I've even seen it in 2nd grade in some books. You may have even seen something that looks like this before. And 9 times what equals 18, equals 18, right? So in this box, 6 times what equals 18? Well, that's just basically a division problem, right? And the answer is 3 up here. And 9 times 2 equals 18. Let's do one more just like that, and then we're going to be done with this particular video, and we'll see you in the next one where we talk a little bit more about fractions and things. Okay, so let's do the numbers. How about let's do 15 and 10. Okay, so let's start with the smaller one. We'll go 10. Oops, I want to keep my consistency how I'm writing it. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and that's probably plenty, right? 15 is 15. 15 times 2 is, oh, look, 30. We found one. Yay. We like that. We like that happening early. So we're going to think through our little boxes here. 15 times what equals 30. And we want to think about 10 times what equals 30. So inside this box up here, 15 times 2 equals 30. 10 times 3 equals 30. Okay, so that's it for least common multiple. We'll see where we go from there. We'll get to do more and more fractions and things. And it's going to be great, grand, and glorious. Yes, it is. I promise, more or less. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.